You know, they say time heals everything. Whoever said that clearly never met Emily. It's been almost 2 years since she left, packed her things into the back of her sister's SUV, and drove away without a glance. We'd been married 7 years. 7 damn good years, if you ask me. But maybe I wasn't asking the right questions. I wasn't perfect. God knows I had my share of stubbornness. Long days at work turned into long nights of silence at home. Fights about little things, leaving dishes in the sink, not remembering to call, missing dinner once too often. She said she felt invisible, said I wasn't there anymore. Funny thing is, I thought I was doing everything for her, for us. But on a rainy Tuesday morning, she told me she didn't love me like she used to. She needed space to grow. I didn't beg. I didn't chase her. Maybe I should have. Maybe that was my first mistake. The first few months after she left, I expected the pain, the empty house, the missing coffee cup on the counter that no one would use, the awkward conversations with mutual friends who didn't know which side to pick. But then the seasons changed. Winter passed into spring, and something strange happened. I didn't feel broken anymore. I started running in the mornings. I fixed up the old Chevy that had been rusting in the garage since before we got married. I took a job offer in a new city, a promotion I'd once turned down because she didn't want to move. Life didn't just go on, it opened up. I wasn't angry at her. I wasn't bitter. Mostly I was grateful she had freed me, even if she didn't mean to. Then, one night in late October, the doorbell rang. It was her. Same deep brown eyes, same way she tucked her hair behind her ear when she was nervous. Only now she stood there like a stranger, unsure if she should even be on the porch. "Hey, Jacob," she said, voice barely above a whisper. "Hey," I said, leaning against the doorframe. She fidgeted with the strap of her purse. "Can I come in?" I should have said no. I knew it right then. I should have wished her well, told her to take care, closed the door, and never looked back. But old habits die hard. We sat in the living room. She looked around like she expected to find someone else's shoes by the door, another woman's coat slung over the chair. There wasn't anyone. There hadn't been anyone. She talked first, told me about the apartment she moved into, then out of. The new job she hated. The string of dates that felt like interviews she didn't want to be on. She said she thought leaving would make her feel free, too. Instead, she just felt empty. She started crying halfway through a sentence about a guy named Mark who didn't call her back. I handed her a box of tissues and sat there stone still, letting her get it out. And then she said it. "I made a mistake," she whispered. "I thought you were the problem. I thought if I left I'd find something better, but you weren't the problem, Jake. I was." I didn't know what to say. She moved closer on the couch, reaching for my hand. It felt smaller somehow, colder. I pulled away without meaning to. "I miss you," she said. "I miss us." I took a long breath, staring at the wood grain in the coffee table like it might give me the answer I needed. "You miss the version of me that stayed when you left," I said finally. She blinked at me, confused. "The man you're thinking about, he doesn't exist anymore, Em." The truth of it hung between us like smoke. I saw the regret in her face then, raw and ugly. Not just regret over losing me, but regret that she couldn't rewind the clock, couldn't unmake the choices she made. She wanted a second chance. But life had already moved forward without her. We talked for a while longer, about the dog we almost adopted once, about her mom's new boyfriend, about anything but the fact that we were standing on opposite sides of a canyon that neither of us could cross. When she finally stood to leave, she hesitated in the doorway. "I still love you," she said. I nodded. "I know." She left quietly, the same way she had 2 years ago. Only this time, it didn't hurt. I closed the door, leaned my forehead against the cool wood, and let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. It was over. Really over. She was the one that left. I was the one that stayed, and somehow that made all the difference.